Disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. I'm an investor and here for informative and educational purposes only. Please do your due diligence and research to determine if any given investment platform is for you. Please note there are no promises of fixed returns or guarantees of income when you invest, so do so at your own discretion and only do it in amounts that you are willing to possibly lose. I don't recommend investing any amount of money that you aren't comfortable with losing.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be about the NovaTech OSC Tribunal hearing that I just attended at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I woke up nice and early to attend this hearing, thinking I was about to get some juicy information out of it. And I kind of did, but the hearing lasted a whopping 13 minutes. There was only 2 people in attendance, the panel chair for the tribunal, Mrs. Williams, and Mr. Brian Weingarten, who represented the enforcement branch at the OSC. Of course, nobody for NovaTech or Cynthia Petian appeared. It was mentioned that they haven't heard from the respondents, NovaTech, nor have they ever been able to get in contact with NovaTech or Cynthia. I do want to point out what the panel chair, Ms. Williams, stated, and she made it very clear at the beginning of the hearing. And I thought it was very informative and also quite interesting because I thought that these hearings being held between the OSC and the tribunal were court-ordered hearings that actually had some impact on what was happening with NovaTech. Ms. Williams started off by mentioning that there was a great deal of public interest in these hearings, especially from those living outside of Ontario, Canada. She then went on and gave a background of what the tribunal is and what it is not. She stated that the tribunal is not a court of law. They do not have authority to hear lawsuits. They are a division under the Ontario Securities Commission. They are only able to hold hearings about alleged breaches of the Ontario securities law. They only have authority granted under the legislation of the codes of conduct. They do not have the authority to order the return of anybody's funds. And if you're seeking, and if that's what you're seeking, you'll need to pursue claims in another form. But here's the kick. After she said that, she said, I can't say anything further. Basically, she's like, we can't order anybody to give you your funds back. You're going to have to figure out how to do it another way, but I can't tell you the way that you need to do it. So it's kind of like you got to do your own research, figure out how you can do it because she can't. And it's crazy that she couldn't even tell us where to pursue those claims to get your funds returned. She then went on to say that she was here because there are claims that NovaTech sold securities in Ontario, Canada to Ontario investors without having to register or having any sales documents to do so, and that this statement of allegations was filed on August 23rd of 2023. So after this 13-minute hearing, I took it upon myself, which I should have done this way sooner. I took it upon myself to look up exactly what the tribunal is because I assumed that these were court order hearings that actually has some authority over NovaTech, but they really don't. I just figured this is how Canada handles their business, but this really has no authority. So after browsing through the tribunal website, I clicked on the About Us section just to learn a little bit more about what they do and get some more insight. And basically, in short, the tribunal hosts these hearings to provide administrative assistance, legal advice, integrity, and procedural fairness amongst 2 different parties. So they assist with communication amongst these parties, they schedule the hearings, and they maintain the records of all the proceedings. The tribunal provides case and hearing management support. They don't have any actual authority to put someone in jail or to order someone to give you your money back. So in my opinion, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion, so don't come for me in the comments, but I can see why NovaTech isn't coming to these hearings or responding to anything that they're sending. They have no real authority. They can't do anything to them. Ontario is accusing NovaTech of selling securities to Canadians without a permit, and the tribunal is essentially mediating a hearing. So it's like NovaTech is not getting into any type of trouble for not going to these hearings. Warrants aren't being issued. Ms. Williams made it very clear in the beginning that they can't order NovaTech to give anybody anything back. This isn't that type of hearing. And I can see exactly why NovaTech and Cynthia Petian is not paying it any mind. Now, I'm not saying that that's okay or that's the right thing to do, because it isn't, but I can see why they're doing it. Now, what I want to know is, when and where are the real court hearings being heard in the U.S., like in the superior courts or in the federal courts? That's what I'm interested in, because those are by the folks who have the real power. Those are the folks who actually can issue warrants, put someone in jail, and order someone to give us our funds back. So if anybody knows anything about where I can find the U.S. court hearing information or filings or motions or upcoming dates, please let me know, because that's something I want to read on. That's something I want to attend. As far as I know, the feds are the real ones that NovaTech should be scared of. Those are the folks who actually have the power to freeze assets, take computer servers, and things like that. So if anybody has any information on United States hearings, please let me know in the comment section below. As for these tribunal OSC hearings, I don't think I'll be attending any further because it was essentially useless, especially after knowing that they have no authority to do anything. And I know everybody feels differently, but this just gives me a little hope, just knowing that NovaTech isn't dodging the big dogs like the feds and the federal courts. Instead, they're dodging, something smaller like these administrative support hearings. So that does give me a little bit hope. But like I said, I'll just keep hoping and praying. Some people say, don't pray for this, don't pray. You can't tell me not to pray. So like I said, I'm going to remain positive. I'm going to keep hoping and praying that NovaTech can come out of whatever this is, that we will get started back up, that they'll give us our funds back. I am in other investments. I do diversify, so NovaTech is not the only thing that I'm invested in, but I still have a lot of money invested in them, so I want that money back. So yeah, like I said, I will continue hoping and praying that NovaTech can come out of whatever this funk is that they're going through. I really would like for Cynthia to come out and announce something, like communicate with us, tell us something. I know sometimes attorneys put gag orders on their clients saying, oh, don't say anything. It'll make it worse. It'll make your case worse. But we need something like, hey, we're working on it. We're going to court. We're fighting this. We're going to pay whatever we need to pay, fines. We'll be started back up next year in 2025. Something. Just let us know something. That's all I'm asking for.
If you enjoyed this video and found it extremely helpful, please comment, like, and subscribe for more videos. Thank you. Also, be sure to tap the little bell below so that you're always notified anytime I post new videos.